we should ultimately live as if this present is all we have.
Oh, we did it.
So today I'm going to push myself. I've never sat in meditation for 30 minutes, let alone an hour, let alone 2. So we're going to try 2 and see how that feels and what I learn about myself and about my own peace and calm. I meditate frequently, and I find the practice to be very helpful for my mental state, to remaining calm and centered throughout the day, and to quell all of the racing thoughts that rise throughout each busy day. Now, when I was first starting out, 5 minutes felt impossible. I would meditate for maybe 3 minutes at a time, and then I started doing 5 minutes more frequently, and that became easier, but then 10 minutes was difficult. I've always stayed in that range, and I've never pushed myself to the limit to see what it's like to meditate, to be in complete silence for that long.
Oh, we did it.
Well, I did it. I officially have completed the longest meditation I've ever done, and it was actually pretty difficult. I mean, for one, my back hurts a lot. I will definitely be doing more deadlifts if I'm going to try to keep up long meditation sessions. But this showed me that I still have a long way to go when it comes to developing focus. For probably the first 20 to 30 minutes, I still felt pretty distracted. Now, typically I use meditation as a way to slow down, to calm the thoughts that are racing in my mind. And a lot of that is about just overcoming distraction, right? I want to reach for my phone and pick it up, or I just want to let my mind run and engage with all kinds of thoughts and worries. And that's how I felt for a lot of this meditation. For a lot of the first part of the meditation, it was a struggle. It was fighting to keep my eyes closed, to stay focused on what I was doing, to stay still. It was the constant temptation to give up early, to get a little bit of distraction for a little bit of time, to open my eyes and look around, just to break the stillness. For a lot of, I don't know exactly how long, I felt like I wouldn't be able to complete the 2 hours. It felt insurmountable, and all I could think about was wondering how much time had passed so that it could be over. But eventually it did come to a point where I stopped struggling so much. Now, taking a step back, when we think about meditation, usually we do think about just those short bursts of sitting for 5 minutes in silence, maybe listening to a Headspace guided meditation, breathing. It's associated with this productivity culture, with getting more focused, with taking control of your mind. But ultimately, the Western world has really watered down what meditation was intended for originally. See, meditation was initially intended as a spiritual practice. It wasn't just a way to focus our thoughts and be more productive, but it was a way to connect with something larger than ourselves. It's a practice of mindfulness and being present, for example, that is on the Buddhist 8 steps to achieving nirvana, achieving enlightenment. To Buddhists, the practice of meditation was one piece of overcoming suffering in the first place. And so that's why I say that we've watered it down, because the goal of meditation in the Western world frequently is not to achieve a heightened awareness of ourselves or of the world around us, but it's just a way to be more focused. It's a tool to a different end. And in a lot of ways, that's how I've always used it, right? The driver for originally starting to meditate was that I felt like I was on my phone too much and my attention span was too fragmented. But there's a lot to be said for the original way that meditation was conceived of, because there is so much more out there than just ourselves and our work and our day-to-day lives. We don't just need more focus and productivity, but we need that spiritual awareness of the world around us and of the moment we're living in. I've read a little bit of Stoic philosophy, and there's this idea that whether you're 20 years old or 90 years old, death will take the same thing, and that's the present. The present is really all there is, and all I have is this moment. I don't know what will happen in the future, and what happened in the past it has only served to shape me and shape my present reality, but it's not real. It doesn't exist anywhere except in my memories. But I don't often live like that. I often live with baggage that I've carried around because of the past that I've let affect the way I behave in the present, or I carry around anxiety about the future. Of course, it's good to plan for the future because we all can expect that we'll most likely get one at least, several weeks, months, years, whatever. But it's not guaranteed, so we should ultimately live as if this present is all we have. And I don't live that way very frequently, which is why I found this meditation session so valuable. Because once I got through the fidgeting and the distractions and the wanting to break my concentration, I finally found a place of stillness. Once I was no longer fighting against the meditation or waiting for the time to pass, once I just accepted it as my reality, I didn't think so much about how much time had passed. I didn't wait for the end of it. The thoughts started to slow down. Of course, I thought plenty still throughout the meditation, but I didn't let myself get so distracted. So I wouldn't say I achieved any level of transcendence, and meditation remains a practice, something that I'm still very inexperienced at, especially in a long form like this. But it did help me to realize what was wrong with my goal of just being more focused or more productive out of meditation. The way I had been approaching meditation that was holding me back from realizing the true benefits of the practice. And that's something I can take not only to future meditation sessions, even if they're much shorter than this one, but also something I can take to my day-to-day life. Just being more aware of where I am, how I'm feeling, how I'm interacting with the world at this present moment, and accept that that's all there is, without anxiety about the future or worries from the past. I don't know that I'll keep doing long form meditation, at least not to this level, but I would like to implement at least 30 minutes a few times a week to get back into that state of stillness. It's hard to find that stillness when you only give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to sit in silence. And that level of stillness just gave me a connection with myself and the moment that I don't really feel when I'm thinking so hard about being present or only giving myself a few minutes to be still. To give myself time to be present without any end goal, without trying to develop more focus or being more productive, and just see what happens. I don't know where it will lead, but I guess that's the exciting part, because ultimately I can't worry about those things. I can't worry about the future effects. I can just be present more frequently.